Hey, 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 family and friends. Greetings. I hope you all are doing fantastic. So, here I am again with a very quick, simple, another Ghanaian classic. Yes, it's X2. Very few ingredients, but I think you're going to love the process, and it was also very quick. We had this for dinner. I came back home one evening, didn't have much time, but I needed to cook something, whip something up really quickly for myself and the family. So this went down very well. It was extremely delicious. We have this usually in Ghana with boiled or steamed Ghanaian yams. So yeah, I had all these eggs. I had stocked up a while ago, so I had excess eggs in the refrigerator. So I had Farah, my almost 12-year-old daughter, help me crack these eggs, and dinner is almost done cooking. So yeah, I'm just chopping up some onions really quickly. I have one large onion chopped up. Onions bring this lovely sweetness to savory dishes, and I just love a whole lot of onions in my cooking. Here is some palm oil, and I have my pot on medium heat. I have poured in the onions. What I'm going to add now is my lonshla. Now, lonshla is fermented or cured king mackerel. I have added some habanero chilies, left them whole, some ginger minced, as well as my garlic paste. Very few, but very bold ingredients. I've also added some crushed black pepper. Again, I love to use my crushed black pepper in my savory foods because it brings this lovely, warm, peppery note, which I just absolutely adore. So I'm just going to stir everything together as you see me doing, and I'm going to let it cook for about 2 minutes. Now I have brought in some freshness by way of adding my basil. Now you guys are going to be so proud of me, especially Kwanchewa of Kwanchewa's Kitchen. She has been encouraging me to start a garden, so I did that. I planted some basil in a pot and it bloomed. It's beautiful right now. I might just take a quick video of it and part of my backyard and share it with you all. If you're interested, hit me down below. Now, so the stew is continuing to cook. The king mackerel cured fish, my lonshla or momone, is now disintegrating, and I'm helping it slightly over there. I don't want them to be chunky in the stew. Now here is some homemade tomato sauce I had somewhere far away in the freezer. I discovered it, so I took it out this morning before I left for work and left it in the refrigerator, and here it is. It's nicely thawed. So I have poured that in, and I have about 4 cups of my tomato sauce in there. So stir it in to combine nicely and let it continue to cook on medium heat. What we're going to do now is let it just simmer down for about 10 minutes. Now this tomato sauce is already cooked and it has some other flavors in it, so it is very delicious. Homemade, nothing better, right? All right, so after 10 minutes, we're going to be adding some smoked paprika. Now, smoked paprika is very optional in this recipe. If I actually had some smoked herrings, I would add that, but I didn't have any on hand. And I wanted the smokiness in this flavor. It just really works well with the onions, all the savory flavors going on, and as well as the cured king mackerel, my lonshla or momone. So I just threw some of that in there, and it really elevated the flavors. So I have some foaminess going on right now because the tomato sauce is really not done cooking down. So I'm just gonna let it cook again for another 5 minutes until the oil starts to reveal itself again on the surface of the stew, which will be the stew's way of indicating that it's ready to receive the star ingredient, our eggs. So as it simmers down, my eggs are already ready. Like I stated before, that my daughter already helped me crack the eggs. So here we are. I'm going to prep them really quickly. I have about 20 eggs in here. I know that may seem a little excessive to some of you, but like I said, I had stocked up quite a bit on eggs. recently, so I needed to use them before they start going bad. Now I have added a little bit of salt and some crushed black pepper. This is how I like to um, prep my eggs. Now I'm going to whisk it very gently, trying to keep some of the yolks whole. This is how I like to prep my eggs. You can whisk it, or you can even leave them unwhisked to separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. And that way, when you're serving yourself, if you prefer egg whites, you can separate it on your own really easily. So I've left some of the egg yolks whole, okay? And that's just how I like to prep my eggs. So when I pour it in, I gently move the stew around. All right, so I don't whisk everything together to combine well. I like the eggs to cook in a scrambled nature, and I like them to cook really whole, like huge chunks of eggs throughout the stew. I have added some more basil because we're almost done cooking, and I have a whole lot of basil to brag about growing in my backyard. So yeah, I have to find use for it, right? So I throw the lid on at this point, and my yams are cooking perfectly here. They seem to be fork tender, so it is time to drain the water off. Dinner is almost served. This stew took under 30 minutes to cook. So I go back after about 5 minutes, and the eggs are steaming beautifully. So what I'm going to do is just move the eggs in the stew gently around. Some of them are still runny, so we're going to just continue to cook another approximately 3 to 5 minutes. And dinner is served. I have also added some petit belle chilies, my bakbushito, which I have a lot in my freezer. I picked them up from the African store when my lady over there called me. This is A&A African store. If you live in Arizona or surrounding areas in the Mesa, Chandler, or East Valley area, A&A Hot Deals, that's where I do my African shopping. And a lot of the time when she finds these rare ingredients here in the diaspora, she would call me up and I go pick it up. Quanchi Wild goes there too as well, and she really takes care of us. So check the store out and show her some love. So here is our stew. It's done cooking. And see how chunky we have our eggs. This is exactly how I like my eggs too. And most people in Ghana cook their eggs stew this way too. So dinner is ready. We are going to serve. Children are ready, lined up to dig into this beautiful stew. And the perfect accompaniment is our steamed or boiled African yams. I'm feeling like a proud mama right now because I said I just came back from work and I had to whip something up really quickly for the family. Something fresh. I always have already cooked food storing in the freezer, but sometimes, the children get tired and they want something fresh. So there we have it. Just look at it. Mouth watering, crowd pleasing. The aroma is top notch, and of course more basil. When you have something in abundance, I tend to just go crazy. So yeah this is serious. So look at this egg stew pan you're trying to rib and say. Look at this egg stew with this beret, basil beret. Oh my goodness gracious, Nanaba. Yeah, I had fun with this one. And then one logo line. Yay, I saw me now line. Look at these yams. Oh my gosh, what a combination. This is one of my favorite dishes too. Just so you know. I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Thank you for joining us today. Please give me a like, a thumbs up. I love seeing those. And share a comment with me. I read all your comments. I may not respond in a timely fashion, but I read them. I read them all and I appreciate them all. Thank you guys so much for your love and your support. For all of us on YouTube, especially from our African YouTubers. Appreciate you all. Make it a great day and have fun, especially where in that kitchen.